Alright, so I'm going to do the oil change on this Porter Cable upright air compressor. I believe this model is a 2006 and I've never changed the oil in it. I added the oil when I first got it and haven't changed it since, so it's probably time. It doesn't get used a lot, so it's not like in a shop atmosphere where I'm running a bunch of air tools and stuff. At work we're changing oil on our compressors. I think it's every 6 months. And our compressors at work use a little small spin-on oil filter, where this one, it's just the oil that actually does the filtering. There's no built-in filter. So we'll take a look at the type of oil it requires and that whole process. Alright, so in the book here it says to use an SAE 20, which is a non-detergent oil. And in the caution note there it says not to use anything like a 10W because that's a detergent oil, and you want non-detergent. And it says under extreme winter conditions to use SA10, so they want something a little bit lighter I guess the thing is probably in colder weather. In the garage here I keep it about 60, so the 20 weight would be fine. Now the problem is trying to find the 20 weight, which is almost impossible. At work we use an SAE 30, and I'll show you that in a second, but trying to find an SAE 20 is almost impossible for compressor oil, and I'm not sure that just finding a SAE 20 non-detergent is the same thing. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but so what I did was I looked on, there's a couple different conversions and stuff online, but an SAE 20 is an ISO 68 or 46. So it kind of falls in between those two. An SAE 10 would be an ISO 32, and SA 30 is a ISO 100. So, and I know we have hydraulic oil that's ISO 46 at work, but I'm like, well, is that the same? Is that the same thing as the SAE 20 non-detergent? I don't honestly know. And I've went to a couple different department stores, and they carry compressor oil, but it does not state anything on it what it is. It just is either a conventional or a synthetic compressor oil, and I'm kind of picky with that, so I'll show you what I got. Here's the chart that I used just to do the SAE to ISO conversion. Like I said, I'm not sure that non-detergent oil is the same as hydraulic oil. Maybe it is, but I don't know, I'm just not willing to take a chance. I want something that actually says compressor oil on it. This is what came with the compressor. So this is, what was it, 16 ounces. And it doesn't say on here what it is, but like I said in the book, it says 20 weight. So it's just kind of a generic, and it doesn't say anything about who makes the oil or anything like that. And that's what I used, and I used almost all of it, not quite. It looks like there's about 3 ounces left in there when I filled it up. So what I got was from Napa here, and this says on here SAE 30 ISO 100 lubricating oil, and it's non-detergent. So, and the reason I know this is compressor oil is because the stuff we get at work, I think it was from Napa, maybe it wasn't, but it was Valvoline, and it said SAE 30 ISO 100, the same thing, and it says compressor oil here. And if we look on the back side here, it's got a bunch of different things here, information, that type of thing. But you can see here, developed by Valvoline, and if you look down at the bottom here, it says I think designed for, or designed, oh no, it's distributed by Valvoline. So this is the same thing. And I asked the guy when I bought it from Napa, I said, I'm looking for this compressor oil, it's made by Valvoline. And he said, well, I'd have to special order that, but he's like, I have the same stuff in Napa. So that's what I'm gonna go with. I couldn't find any SAE 20. Like I said, that'd be either that ISO 46 or 68, and I couldn't find anything like that online. I have seen some forums too where guys are looking for SAE 20 weight for their Sears compressor. They can't find it. The SAE 30 seems like the only stuff that's around, so that's what I'm gonna use. So let's get this process started here. Alright, so I got the air compressor all drained down. I opened up, there's a ball valve at the bottom here that I installed, and that drains out the water and condensation. It looks like got a little bit of oil mixed in there just from the way it looks. So what I'm going to do is actually run this compressor with that open and just let everything get nice and warm. Get all the oil heated up in here, and then we'll drain it out and we'll go from there. So I'll get this thing running, and then we'll be dumping the oil. Alright, so my setup here, I got a funnel attached to a piece of vinyl hose there. We're going to run that to the catch container. I just got done running the compressor, and it's warm, but it's not hot. So definitely want it warm. And this top plug here is 7/16, and I just looked in the book and it says the top plug here, the oil should not be lower than 3/8 of an inch or 6 threads inside here. So if the oil comes out the top, we'll know there's too much in there. Yeah, and the oil is level full at the top. So, and it says in the book that the amount of oil it takes is 16 ounces approximately. So, and I'm just taking the top off so we don't have any type of air in the system. And it says that it drains pretty slow here, so we'll see how this goes. We'll see what it looks like. Hopefully, I'm trying to do this without any type of mess. So I actually have a cable tie here holding this whole process up. Hopefully that works. We don't have a huge mess here. Hopefully. Here, grab my container. There it goes. Alright. It's kind of brown, I guess. A little bit of green in it. Must be some water in there, I suppose. It's got the consistency of like a lightweight gear oil. So I'm just going to let that drain without making a huge mess, because I don't want oil all over everything. And this one's not bad. This is actually pretty easy, and if you were really thinking about it, you could probably stick like an adapter on there of a 90 or something, and maybe bring a pipe out with a little plug on the end, so that way you don't have to do this. You could have it piped right to the side. And that would actually add a little bit of oil capacity to the system there. So we'll let that drain, and then we'll come back online here. Okay, so I got it all drained out, and what I'm using here is going to be this kind of squeeze tip. And since I have 32 ounces of oil, and it says it uses approximately 16, and I know there wasn't that much in there, I'm actually going to fill it up here, run it a little bit, and then I'm going to dump this oil as well, just to kind of work it through the system, because as it was draining out, there was like some black chunks that were coming out. So, and it says in the owner's manual here, when you fill it, you got to fill it slowly, because otherwise it'll appear that it's full and it's actually not. So like I said, this one was pretty much right up to the top of this here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll get some oil in this, and then we'll fire it up, run it again, and then we'll drain the oil out and see how clean it comes out this second time. Alright, so that is a little less than 16 ounces what I put in there. You can see it's right to the top there, and they're saying no less than 6 threads down, so it should be fine. Like I said, I'm going to run this. One thing I forgot to note is make sure you have your compressor off when you do this. So I just turned the breaker off, so there's no chance of it starting up or whatever. And then again, I went through and I drained all the air back out so that this thing will run nice and long, hopefully break any of that, whatever that is, that black stuff. Pick up some more of that dirt, and then we'll drain it out and we'll see what that looks like. Alright, so it's good and hot again. So we're going to do the same thing. Going to open up this top one first and just going to drain out the oil I had put in to see, and this is actually really hot this time. We'll see where we're at here. Let's see if it picked up any debris or anything. Oil is still right to the top there. That's good. This bottom one loose here. And there we go. Actually, it looks kind of green again. Surprisingly green for just being brand new oil put in there. So there's definitely some, must be water in there or something that we're getting, and it's mixing up. Alright, so if you look in there, you can see there's like a hole that goes in the side there, and that the oil isn't quite beyond that hole. And like I said, it said 6 threads or 3/8 of an inch. So that first time when I filled it up, I think I had too much oil in it. And I think when I drained it, there was too much oil because it was right up to the top of that. And when I was running it, I noticed I was getting some mist of oil coming out the top, and I don't know if it because it was overfilled, but one of these bolts was actually loose, so I checked that over. But back in the oil filter here, she was puffing oil out pretty bad, so I'm not 100% sure. I think there was probably too much oil in it. I also did pull this line off here, so you got to make sure you're completely out of air. You pull this line off, and there's actually a check valve in here, and it said to check that as well, and that was pretty not eventful. I took it out and it looked fine. It looked clean. There wasn't anything with that. And then there's that small, like a sensing line that does your regulator here when to kick it in and out. So this second time here, what I'm going to do, and what I would recommend if you're doing it, is I would keep it a little on the low side. So I'll probably put a little bit more in till that hole on the side is filled there, and then run it, let it get warm, and then check it again just to make sure it's not overfilled. Because like I said, it was just shooting out a mist out the top here where the air filter is there, so I took the cover off just to see. So I'm assuming it was probably overfilled, but let me get it filled up here and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I got it all filled up here the second time, and I ran it a little bit just to check, and I'll probably put the plug back in, run it again later, and then check it a couple more times here. I must have had too much oil in it the first time. The book says 16, so I tried to put 16 in it, and it was pretty much up to the top. And when I looked back at the old oil container, I only put about 12 ounces in of oil. So right now I got about a little over 10 in here. So I'm thinking it's probably closer to 12 and not 16, because I had just oil puffing out the top here, so it must have been coming out the top of the valves or whatever, blowing by. So if you get too much oil, it's just going to start blowing out everywhere, so you might have to drain some out if you get too much in there. So, and the only other thought with the 30-weight oil is that in winter here, if it is kind of cold, this thing will probably run a little bit harder and then probably draw some more amps. I was looking in the book, it said it should be on a minimum of 15 amp 220. I have it on a 20 amp, so I shouldn't have any issues. I know at a different place I worked, there was a compressor like this that was on a 15 amp breaker, and in the cold months and once it would get closer to filling the tank, it draws more amps, and it would trip that 15 double pole breaker. So yeah, other than that, like I said, I did take that check valve out over here, and that's really, I don't know, I guess if you're having issues with it, you pull it out. It says to clean it, but it was fine. It was clean. There was nothing to look at. So reassembled all that, and like I said, there was a bolt on the top here too, on the head, that was a little loose. I don't know what the torque value is, but the rest of these I put pretty good force on and I couldn't get to move, but the one in the middle here was pretty loose. I could turn it, so cranked it down, and like I said, I'll keep an eye on the oil. And other than that, that is going to be it for this project.